Yo, what's up, people? Today is 9/20/2022, and today I wanted to make a video on how I'm continuing to study ICT concepts and moving forward in my own evolution with ICT. And I wanted to share this, and I know my charts are a bit messy. I know I can turn that off real quick. So let me find that here. I think, where is that tab? I think if I do this, yeah, here we go. I think that's it. Yeah. So here is pretty much Euro USD, right? And so I want to use this, and then I also want to bring in the weekly too. So let me do the top down analysis here, and let me just remove all that stuff away as well. Yeah. Okay, so the way I'm continuing to study is you gotta look at the weekly through daily and then push down into each time zone. I did remove my 240 from pretty much just looking at it. I figured the 60-minute and the 15-minute, how ICT has his, should be enough. And so the first things first is that we look at areas where the market has been tested, and then kind of like a ping pong match. This is really what the best way I can explain it for you guys to really follow. It's really like a ping pong match. And so my red levels, these are the ones where liquidity was taken, and you can see a retracement eventually happens, right? Now I'm going to go ahead and use the blue one so that you can see the rebalance of levels. And so here's where price, after we took out sell stops, it still came all the way down, and then it came up to rebalance here on the weekly. And then it did the same thing here. It came down, took out this whole area here. These were all sell stops. And then it came right back up to this weekly level. And now that it's here, it's going to come back down, and it's going to do what? It's going to come to this area. And so this is ICT concepts. Like how he mentioned, it may look like that support and resistance, but it's not. It's just the algorithm repricing from one place to the other. Now, the way you can be ready to trade with bias is, this is actually one way to look at bias. So when we take out sell stops here, right, you can start looking further backwards in time and see if there's another area where the market looks or it's likely to get to. Now if I were to, let me see if I can take this off, yeah. If I were to expand or zoom out, there's really nothing here. And so you really don't know what can happen until we get this candle, and then you get this candle in here, right? And so at least at that point, you pretty much already know that the market's gonna come back to rebalance this level, this whole area here. So pretty much what it'll look like that. So here's week 1, week 2, and then obviously you have this one here. And so you still have a lot of area for this to get rebalanced. And then finally, you can see that August, this was pretty much July, August, so this is all summer months. You can see it's just sideways movement. And then finally, in the middle of August, came down. Now we're in September, and it's actually happening a lot faster, where it's rebalancing here. And then once again, we took out this here, and then we took out that there. Came back to rebalance. It's pretty much like a ping pong match, right? Comes down, boom, 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 boom. And now we're coming down here. And then this might be the spot where we'll end up doing this and then start going higher. Okay? So with that being said, let's go to the daily. And so I'm really liking how the daily areas and daily fair value gaps are setting up. And I think this is definitely another key thing to follow. So it's the same thing with the dailies. You got to look at the fair value gaps here and what happened. Now this right here, you can't see it on the daily, but there's a huge weekly area here where the market came up. Right now, the same thing that exists on the weekly exists on the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, etc., etc. It just, the attention span here and the focus is what matters. But if you can, as how ICT mentions, if you can go with bias, obviously you're in a better position to take a trade. And so you can see here in the daily, we took out that level. We took out this level, and then obviously this is a weekly. So because of that ping pong, right, the battle of back and forth, this was the weekly area, and now we're gonna come back down here. So we're gonna come down, take out this level, and then we're gonna come down and take out this level here too, right? And so anyway, so I wanted to show you guys that in with a clean chart. Now let me go ahead and bring up my data. Let's go ahead and apply. And so you can see we got up to this whole fair value gap on the daily, and now we're starting to push lower. And so my bias was definitely to shoot lower today. There was no trade this morning. However, as I mentioned before, I still use NinjaTrader to place demo trades here and there just to test things out. This is how I'm able to back test and forward test. And so this was this morning today. Asia session finally came up into this daily area right there. You can see this is where it starts. There's the daily. Here's the top of that area. So we know, I drew this arrow here because we know that this level is going to be respected and it's not going to be taken out, right? So this could be the intermediate high, as ICT mentions. After that, we came down during London session. During London session, we took out Asia session here, swept buy stops and pretty much buy stops here, came straight down, and then we came to rebalance this fair value gap, which literally did nothing because if bias is down, then you can see the market push straight through. This here is what discrepancy in the higher time frame, right? And so was this too, but market never really gave a chance to get in here, right? And so during New York session, it came down and it took out these double bottoms here. And I was looking to short this. I really wasn't expecting a buy. And so since I'm usually done trading after 10 a.m. Eastern, I do like to watch the market. And so this is pretty much, once again, here's the double bottoms here where it came and took out the market. Sell stops, right? We came up, came down. This is the setup actually right there. Not exactly the, if you go to a 1 minute, you can see there's a fair value gap here. And then it goes up, comes right back down. Right there, there's the order block. Right there, came in right on delivery of this down candle here, right? You can see how exact the delivery is, and that's so cool about it, right? It's so awesome to see that. And I'm grateful to be able to start noticing that more and more each day as I continue to monitor and just continue to back test and forward test. And so although I'm not trading here, there's definitely still stuff to do. And so let me go ahead and show you this. This was supposed to be like that. I don't know why that got messed up. But anyways, you can see here it was coming up. And here's where actually I did take a trade on demo, and this was a loss here. Let me actually plot the markers right there. Oh, it's not going to show for that. Let's do that. Yep, there you go. So this is where I took a short here, trying to be a little smarty pants, and obviously it wasn't the right time to do it. I was not paying attention, and pretty much this is what happens when you're not really focused, and it is what it is. But yeah, there really wasn't anything here. I was going based on the fact that we got up to this fair value gap, came up, and then the market started showing bearish order flow, so to speak. You can see right away the market responded here, and then it came straight right up, right? And then it finally rebalanced this whole 60-minute area. And so definitely that was my mistake here, and I need to start noticing these things when the market it's talking to you, right? And it's telling you what you need to do. After I waited more and more, you can see here, then we created another opportunity right here. What is this? This is a higher high. This is a high. And then this one here is a higher high. And then we took out what? We took out a lower high. So that is a break in the market direction, right? Going with bias. Here is the fair value gap on the 5-minute. This is finally where I was able to notice it. It was easy and clear in the 5-minute. Also in the 1-minute too. This is how it looked like, right? And then you can see the market. Look how it responds here. So aggressive to the upside to rebalance, and to rebalance that 60-minute. And then plus, if you go to 60-minute from this high here, this is where the move started running down. Actually, I used my 15-minute for that one. From here, this is where it started the move to there. This was 50-minute, and actually, I bet you anything, if I go from here to there, from London session, you can see that's exactly around the 50, that 50% area. And so it's crazy how perfect that is, right? So we're definitely in a premium. And so from a 1-minute here, there's the 50% level. It came up into it, came down, went right back up. This is where I entered. And another thing I was watching, I started looking at the 2-minute. Sometimes if the 1-minute can get really cluttered. And this is where I actually got in again. And so this is when I got to start realizing the strong points of area where the market will turn, and I can be able to ladder step these type of trades, not ladder, pyramid the trades, and be able to get in again, right? So this was here was a loss, came up. This one was here, finally hit. And then target here, entry was here. It went above my entry by 5 points, right? I had my stop above this area here, so around 8 points or so. We came down, there's displacement. I entered here again. So this was, these are the moments where ICT mentions this is where you can go ahead and re-enter again. There's displacement, entered there, boom, and then my target was this 5-minute fair value gap here, the closest one, as to take out positions. The other target would actually be, if we go to 60-minute, would be the low of this 60-minute area. And then you can see from here to here, let me grab my Fibonacci. I believe that's a 200 level. Yeah, 200 level is down here just right below. That would be some other areas to take profit as well. I went ahead and took some right here at this fair value gap, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, I wanted to make this video and kind of show you guys in my development, just continuing to read and going through with ICT concepts. It's definitely very powerful, and so it's just a matter of finally doing it, getting comfortable with it, and just freaking as you guys saw, right? I'm pretty much back to square one with my Forex Funds challenge, and so I'm definitely excited to pass that. And it's crazy how even with the little knowledge that I'm doing my Forex Funds challenge, I'm able to pretty much just break even, if anything. And I think I know a lot of you may not find that interesting, but from going to from going to a trader that, let's say if you're a trader that is losing a lot, how about breaking even is a big win. And I think that's another thing that a lot of traders need to understand, that there's these steps to each individual, right? Some of us are just more gifted than others, and we're just able to get through with them. And others are it's a slow grind. It's a slow grind for many of us. No one's lucky here, and it's a slow grind. And I'm just trying to be raw and show you guys what I'm pretty much my journey, and that's it. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully you learned something from it. All right. And by the way, if you guys are asking why look at the 60-minute as opposed to like the 15-minute or stuff like that, so I make my decisions on that whole ping pong aspect on the daily, weekly, and then I look at my 60-minute as well. And then if I need to jump to a 15-minute because there may be a few fair value gaps here, like for example, and here as well, and I'll do it. And then obviously usually there'll be a 60-minute area, but 15-minute fair value gaps will work as well. But you can see where in the 60-minute we took out the double bottom here, we ping ponged up here, and then we're coming back down. So, and that's the thing though, right? You don't know. This area may be used to be propelled up here to this 60-minute fair value gap, and then from there probably head lower, right? So anyways, that's our target would be, and that's that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like and follow, and enjoy the rest of your day.